Last week, Thursday, August 10th, 2023, we were hit with the news of the acquisition of Capri Holdings by Tapestry. Now, if you've not heard, you're welcome. Tapestry has acquired Capri Holdings, or is in the process of acquiring Capri Holdings, I should say, for a reported $8.5 billion. Now, the deal has, the agreement is in place, the mechanics and the technicalities have been agreed to. Tapestry is in the process of initiating that process, buying out necessary shareholders, and the deal will be closed finally in 2024. What this means, and I'm not going to go into all the financial technicalities, but what this means fashion-wise is that Tapestry Holdings, formerly Coach Holdings, the owners of Coach, Kate Spade and Stuart Weitzman, will now own all of the designer houses, the designer brands that were owned by Capri Holdings. Capri Holdings, formerly known as Michael Kors Holdings, were the owners of Michael Kors, Versace, and Jimmy Choo. So now, what this means automatically is that Tapestry Holdings will own these 6 brands. So I'll run through them again. Coach, Kate Spade, Stuart Weitzman, Michael Kors, Jimmy Choo, and Versace will all be owned by Tapestry. When the market opened on Thursday and the news broke, we saw the stock prices for Capri Holdings going up as expected, and then the prices for Tapestry shares were seeing a bit of a decline, again expected. If you're familiar with the financial world, these are things that will happen and then it will begin to even itself out. So it was a really, really good time to buy if you're interested in buying stocks and shares. Let me know if you will be buying Tapestry shares. Do you have Tapestry shares? If you're a Coach lover, do you have Tapestry shares? And will you be buying shares now that they're widening their reach and expanding into these other businesses? Let me know in the comments below. Hi guys, it's Temi with YellowSparksJoy. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I like to talk about fashion and lifestyle, particularly handbags. So if you like those kinds of topics, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit the tiny notification bell beside the subscribe button so you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the acquisition of Capri by Tapestry and what exactly that means for handbag lovers like me. Now, we can come at this from different angles. I've thought about this so much. Like on Thursday, I was just researching and reading as many articles and talking to as many people as I could, and there's so many angles to this acquisition. But one of the main things for me, and the one thing that I want to talk about in this video is why. And I think that's the biggest question for me, is why did Tapestry, or why has Tapestry at this time decided that this is the best business move for the company to make? That's the biggest question for me. Now, CEO of Capri Holdings, Joanne, I'm not going to say her last name because I'm going to butcher it, did say in a press release that the acquisition does increase their access to the luxury market and the higher end consumer segments in luxury. So this implies to me that this is really their biggest why. I'm sure there's other reasons here and there, and we'll talk about some of them later. But the biggest reason that I'm seeing, that I'm hearing, is that they want to expand their reach. They want to deepen their hold in the luxury market. They've seen that the businesses, the brands that the company holds currently are not playing in that field. They're not playing in that luxury designer field, and they want to get there. They want to achieve that status. I really don't believe that there's any brand that is currently in the business of fashion today that does not want to achieve luxury status. So while the current brands that Tapestry has do not technically fit or play in that luxury space, the next move is to buy brands that they feel can get them there, or that are already dipping their toes in there, so that they have such luxury brands under their umbrella. Now, while their CEO has said that this is their main reason, this is why they've gone ahead with this deal, I also think that it's not simply about owning a company that is deemed luxury, in this case Versace and Jimmy Choo. It's not just about owning those companies and being able to play in that luxury space, but it's also about competing with other companies that actually are playing in that space. So the dynamics are very, very different when it comes to companies like Tapestry and Capri Holdings versus their competitors in the business, the big European holding companies like LVMH and Kering. Now, LVMH is the holding company for Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. They also recently acquired Tiffany and Co., which was huge, 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 huge for them. They own a stake in Birkenstock. I've heard that they're working on some other deals in other sectors as well. They've had companies under their umbrella that were not working for them and they subsequently dropped. So basically, LVMH is a really big player in the European luxury market. And this is what Tapestry is trying to compete with. Tapestry is more American based, American designer brand based. Their market is largely in North America and also in Asia as well. So they're trying to tap into that European market so that they're in a better position to compete with the likes of LVMH and Kering. Now, Kering is the holding company that owns brands like Gucci. Just last month, Kering acquired Creed and they bought I think 30% stake in Valentino, which I think is huge for them because as much as popular as Gucci is, I think Valentino is actually more luxury than Gucci. Let me know what you think. In the scale of luxury good, which do you think is higher, Gucci or Valentino? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this. I feel like in the last couple of years, Valentino has climbed higher and Gucci has climbed lower. That's just my own personal belief. Maybe I still have beef with Gucci because I actually do have beef with Gucci, but that's really how I look at things when I look at these brands in the luxury industry. Kering also owns Saint Laurent. So these are the brands that Tapestry is trying to compete with, and they can't do that if they don't have a European designer brand at their forefront. So currently with the companies that they have, with the brands they have under them, Coach is American, Stuart Weitzman, Kate Spade, they're all American. Now they've acquired Capri Holdings companies. So Michael Kors is also American, but Jimmy Choo is British and Versace is Italian. And we're talking about their heritage, their beginnings, their history here. So I think acquiring Capri has definitely put them on that footing that they want to be. It's left to see what else they're going to try to get into their basket eventually, and what, most importantly, what they're going to do with these brands that they currently have. So what is in store for Coach? What is in store for Michael Kors? We've seen that Michael Kors has reported losses last year, I think even 2 years ago. They're not doing well at the moment. As hard as Michael Kors are working to achieve luxury status, I must say they've worked hard, but it's just not working for them. So following this acquisition, what is in store for a company, for a brand like Michael Kors? We've seen how well Versace has done in the past couple of years. Their collaboration with Fendace last year was a huge, huge success. Versace has really done well in the past couple of years. So I'm very curious to see what will happen to these brands, how they will evolve, most especially Michael Kors and Coach, because these are two brands that I have mostly in my collection, particularly Coach because I am a Coachie at heart. It's been tough these last couple of years because inflation and the recession, whether or not you think the recession has arrived, there has been a lot of inflation following the COVID years, and this has caused a slow demand for not just designer goods but luxury goods as well. And this has caused a slow demand for luxury designer goods in the US, and I think in North America generally, because even in Canada, like there's many times items will be discounted, sales will be going on, things will be sold out in the US, but you still find them available in Canada because people are just not buying as much as they used to. That is the plain fact of things right now. Many people have cut back on their discretionary spending in North America, but it seems that this is not the case in Europe and Asia. Now, Tapestry already has a good footing, a good hold on the Asian market, but they don't in the European market. But because of this acquisition of Capri Holdings, I'm guessing that the idea is that they can now begin to tap into the European market, and then on the other hand, on the flip side, Capri can begin to tap as well into the Asian market using their combined supply chain, marketing resources, marketing budgets, and transportation systems as well. So this is definitely a well thought, well planned out acquisition, and I can only just applaud Tapestry, their entire team, and the CEO for this deal. Actually, let me just say now that I'm a fan currently of Tapestry CEO. From the little I've read, she is a woman on a mission, and I just love to see it. Women at the helm of the business affairs in the fashion industry, because I really think that both companies actually need each other at this time. Capri is not doing so well. Their brands, Michael Kors, let me not say their brands, because I think Jimmy Choo and Versace are fine, but well, they must not be for them to have sold to Tapestry. So I really don't know the back end of that side of the story, but Michael Kors is not doing very well. Tapestry, on the other hand, because of their status in the designer industry, they're a contemporary designer brand. They're not luxury, and as well quoted in one of the articles that I read, let me read this to you verbatim so you guys understand. This was from the Financial Times, and the author said the majority of the US group's brands, they're talking about Tapestry, also target aspirational luxury shoppers. That's what they've called us. We're aspirational luxury shoppers, okay? Who are more vulnerable to recessions and other economic shocks. So these companies, they're saying that these brands are not doing well because their target audience are aspirational luxury shoppers. So people who don't have as much disposable income to wade through inflation and recession, where when these things hit us economically, we tend to spend less. I'm not going to argue with that at all. There is truth in that for sure. And it makes sense for Tapestry to want to take themselves out of that position if they're really going to be competing with brands like Kering and LVMH, and sink their feet deeper, well placed in the luxury market. And this acquisition, I think, will help them do that. If they're able to evolve all the brands and push further with Versace and Jimmy Choo, then hopefully it's going to be a good one for them. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen when it comes to things like discounts and stuff like that, because when you compare an LVMH to a Capri or a Tapestry, many of LVMH brands don't have things like discounts. They don't have things like sales on their luxury leather goods. On other things maybe, but not leather goods. But for Capri and Tapestry, they do have that. Like even Versace has sales. They have discounts on some items. They're ready to wear pieces. Jimmy Choo as well. Jimmy Choo is very well known for discounting their shoes, which is their money making item. So I'm really interested to see how this will impact the other businesses, the other brands that are now part of this holding group, how their discounts and promos and sales are going to work, what structure, what model they are going to adopt. It also has me curious on Coach's strategy that they've been running with since last year on reaching the Gen Z market, and how their designs and their marketing is now geared towards them. It makes me wonder if the team at Coach saw this coming. Of course, this deal is something that they didn't just wake up and start on Thursday. They've probably been working on it for months and months. And so I'm wondering if Coach was preparing for this and then shifting their market towards Gen Z, because they know that these new companies are coming in, and these companies will take care of the older market, will focus on their older demographics, while Coach and Kate Spade and all of those ones will focus on the younger demographics. That's just a thought that popped into my mind. I'm also kind of secretly hoping, because I'm a coachie at heart, that maybe if this focus on Gen Z is not going to be a lasting thing, maybe this acquisition will help Coach climb up the luxury designer ladder. I would really love to see it, because in my opinion, Coach quality is very, very comparable to the likes of Gucci, to the likes of Saint Laurent. I'll say it anywhere. I think their quality is very comparable, and I'm hoping for them that this acquisition helps them climb up a few more steps in that luxury designer hierarchy. In all of this, I just wish I were a Coach employee right now. I wish I were a Tapestry employee right now. I mean, all the discounts I would get, all the employee discounts that I would have access to. Like, as a Tapestry employee, they were able to get employee discounts, good discounts too, on Stuart Weitzman and Kate Spade items, not just Coach items. But now, as a Tapestry employee, you have access to employee discounts on all of these items, and you can even have access to the items before they're released. So you have first dibs, and you have your employee discounts on like Jimmy Choo shoes and Versace clothes. I'm like, I just want to be a Tapestry employee right now. I was also kind of thinking when I was reading all the articles, it took me back to when I was working in the financial industry as an investment banker, a trust advisor. I was like, what I would give to be in the middle of this acquisition deal right now. The late nights, the discussions, the meetings, the butting of heads, the ideas, the walking through the details, processing all the documentations, the reviews, the endless review of documentation. I mean, it was just such a huge nerd moment for me as I was thinking about all the things that must be going on right now behind the scenes that we can see by their financial team. So yeah, those really are the things that are in my mind right now. Let me know what you think. I would love to discuss further in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in this one. Bye.